Hello and welcome back to Paranormal Teach, where we explore all things haunted dolls. Today we are discussing one of the most beautiful souls in our house, and that is Terezia. Terezia actually came to us in a very interesting way. My husband and I went and got psychic readings, and in my husband's reading, there was a doll that the psychic saw, and she had orange pigtails and very pale skin. And that night, Terezia was listed for adoption, and immediately my husband knew that she was the one from his reading. Terezia's vessel had been originally found in a pile of garbage left over from an eviction in Rome. The girl who found her knew there was weird energy there and immediately associated that energy with demonic or negative energy, so she was submitted to an investigation team to look further into her. The original person who found her could not have been more wrong because everyone just fell in love with Terezia since day one of her arrival. She's extremely intense to be around and absolutely fascinating. She was raised in a vineyard type of Italian village, and we think she's been dead for some time, at least 80 years or more. The imagery that she shares looks pretty old. Stucco-style buildings, grapevine vineyards, old Italian stuff. She may be even older than we think. She is a healer and an oracle, and she comes from a line of similar women. She's an amazing manifesting spirit. She can help you get what you want as long as you create a relationship with her. She's extremely active and loves attention, so she's definitely a dream to work with, and she really loves being on camera. Terezia is a talented numerologist, as were her sisters and her mother, and so on, but numbers weren't the only thing she was well trained in. She knows planets and astrology. She worked the vines and crushed grapes for wine. She would dance with the other young people in her town, and they would drink and be merry. Her gift was impeccable, and even the church noticed it. This was well after any witch burnings or hearsay trials, but the church was a major part of life in the outskirts of Rome. Of course it is, it's Rome. The men of the church were lecherous, and she knew what they really wanted from her. They did not care about her psychic powers. They had their own occultist wizards working for the church of Rome itself. Everyone knew this. So when her local church campaigned against her, she knew what she had to do. She showed up at dusk to the church back door, and as she expected, she was invited in. She was abused and assaulted and told that she could never marry in a church-sanctioned wedding as a result. She knew all of this would happen, not only because she is psychic, but because this is exactly the same thing that her own mother went through, and she knew one of those old men in the church was her father. She knew if she had a daughter, that child's fate was sealed in the same way. So when she found herself pregnant after the incident a few weeks later, she took a tincture and she slept forever. This was her choice, and she still doesn't regret it. Terezia is an amazing regular cartomancer. She prefers a real deck of playing cards. She's amazing with oracle cards as well as the Lenormand tarot. She does not like the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, and she says it's because it does not represent women well, and she does not like that, so we have gotten her her own special tarot deck that features women in a more positive light. Terezia is an excellent past life dream weaver as well as a channeler. She's been able to send and receive messages to the dead when we ask her to. She's also a musical doll, which really helps with her messaging. She will turn it on at will to get your attention, or when you are in conversation with her. Her song is from The Sound of Music, and it is always such a joy to hear. She's an amazing oracle as well as a gifted psychic medium, and she loves to share her gifts with us. Terezia is definitely not the type of spirit you leave on a shelf and admire. She wants to be worked with, and she loves to bond with her caregivers, which she definitely has here, and she loves to feel heard. She does extremely well with pretty much any communication tool that we offer her, as well as any equipment. She's also highly telepathic, and she'll pop into your head at will. Terezia said before she was adopted that she will be adopted by the person who needs her the most and will not allow anyone unworthy to buy her, so we feel so privileged to have her in our home. Terezia is also quite the mover. She moves and shifts on her shelf all the time, and we have caught her on camera a couple of times doing so. She loves to show off for us, and she has a silly side. Her sense of humor is actually quite funny, and I was so surprised by this when she first got here for how intense her story is. Despite how old of a spirit she is, Terezia loves learning our current lingo, and loves kind of spinning it in conversation with us to make us laugh, and we always get such a kick out of it. We really appreciate you taking the time to get to know our girl Terezia. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more haunted doll stories.